Guys, I'm literally a moron. I'm a moron. Updating my car. By the way, it's been updating for the past 30 minutes. It says it's only supposed to chart or update for 24 minutes. And when your car is updating, you are stuck in your car if you activate it when you're in here. So I did that, and now I'm stuck in my car, literally dripping sweat, like dripping sweat. And inside my car, it's 103 degrees. So I'm slightly freaking out. I hope I don't like run out of air. I can't open up the doors or the windows. Otherwise, I could potentially damage my car. So I'm just stuck in here roasting like a freaking chicken and dripping sweat. And my Chick-fil-A order has been done for 30 minutes. I'm literally sitting outside. So yeah, I will be stuck in my car until further notice.
If you guys are considering buying a Tesla right now, or know somebody that is gonna buy a Tesla right now, I would seriously reconsider your options right now, because right now I'm in a sucky situation with Tesla, and it changed my entire view of the company and Elon Musk and everybody over there. Because not only am I just a regular consumer, but I'm also, as you would say, an influencer that recommends a lot of people to buy Teslas.
Now keep left to
I have a lot of people, a lot of referrals that has bought a Tesla using my link and just take my recommendation and buy Teslas. So for them to treat me like this right now, just imagine how they are going to treat you guys as the regular consumer. I've been nothing but patient and respectful to Tesla throughout all of this, and you guys can see through the series of videos that I've done. I have a Tesla Cybertruck. I reserved this thing years ago, and I took delivery on March 14th, right? This year, March 14th. Before that truck got to me, it was supposed to get to me earlier. That truck was delayed like about 2 weeks, and they kept giving me the runaround like they got to figure out how to get it here to me to North Carolina. But after truly investigating and really looking, there was an issue with that truck at the factory. Because when I look at the invoice on my delivery date, that truck arrived in Raleigh, North Carolina, and the front was apart. It was disassembled some way, and they had to do stuff to put it back together so I could take delivery. All right? So I took delivery of the truck, and I was not even 2 weeks, and the truck broke down. It threw all high voltage error codes everywhere. That video got 15 million views on Twitter, X, and it has over 1.6 million on TikTok. So I know everybody higher up at Tesla is aware of this, including Elon Musk himself. There's no way for him not to know, because even the engineers know. And the lead engineer here, Wes, he knows about it. So they have to be in the loop. And for them to be treating me like this right now is totally unfair. And I would tell you guys, do not buy a Tesla.
Hi friends, welcome back. So we have more drama in Tesla land, and I learned a couple lessons from watching these two people. The first is don't get stuck in a Tesla, especially when you're trying to update the thing. And this is the reality. The more software / AI / electronics we pump into these vehicles, the more chance that you're going to be in these kind of situations. And I'm sure you guys understand, if you have a computer, you have a phone, they basically warn you, don't touch the dang thing. And when you're in your car, it's an expensive, device. So you're kind of concerned about, am I going to ruin this thing if I get out? So thankfully she's okay, but I don't think it'd be fun to be sitting and waiting for it to update. Regarding the other guy's situation where he's saying don't buy a Tesla, he's a Tesla influencer or whatever. This is a reality. Tesla actually relies on word of mouth quite a bit. You guys know that they work with influencers. They even put it in their SEC filings that they do. And it's interesting that if you piss off essentially your biggest disciples, what's that going to do to sort of your loyal fans? We'll see. Now, this guy has more to say about this particular topic, which we'll go over in a moment, but I want to go through a couple other things because there's always stuff to talk about. Regarding the sort of taking care of your Tesla and worry about software updates, this kind of stuff, you even have to be concerned about car washes. Be sure to put your Tesla in car wash mode, because this is actually something I had to Google. Damage caused by car washes is not covered by warranty, so do be warned. Tesla's also continuing more layoffs. Like I said, guys, there's always drama. There's always crap going on. It's Fremont and the Palo Alto offices. I guess it's the engineering offices is what it says, and then some of the manufacturing facilities. I don't know if the layoffs are over or not. I don't know. We've read in earlier reports, essentially, workers' morale is low. And also, too, you're just concerned that when are the layoffs over, right? You don't know. And so you're always fearing for your job. It's not a good situation to be in. And I'm pretty sure that if you're, how can I say, connected and you have high skills, you're probably already sort of putting your resume out there thinking, okay, I need to start planning my parachute. And that's the problem with that. If you create this culture, people aren't necessarily focused on their job anymore. They're focused on where else can I land in case I do get canned. It is a problem. The stock itself is down 28% year to date. You guys can see that. I think it was green a little bit today. But the year's not yet over because we're all kind of waiting. Actually, a couple things waiting for what's the vote going to be on Elon's pay package and what's that robotaxi announcement thing in August 8th. Now, one thing that's really interesting is I mentioned the guys are going to try to pack in more software and AI into this thing. This is a report coming out from China. It says Musk pushes plan for China data to power Tesla's AI ambitions. And I think this is kind of risky, to be perfectly frank. Essentially, they're putting sort of the future of their company and trying to claim that they're not a car company, they're now an AI company, and now you want to store all your data in China. That's your plan. That's really what they're trying to do. And the other thing that's kind of crazy, I was reading this, is I guess this is Elon and co. I guess they were talking with NVIDIA. That's what it says here. It says it had talks with NVIDIA about acquiring graphics processing units for a China data center, according to one of the people who was briefed on the discussions. And this is the problem, of course. U.S. sanctions bar NVIDIA and its partners from selling its most advanced chips in China. And so, I mean, to get this thing to work is like, okay, I need to get all these chips that coming from the USA that aren't going to sell it because we're under sanctions to build my data center in China. And then is my data locked there and then under, essentially China's authorities? Or can I transfer it to the USA? I'm thinking they're never going to be able to get it transferred out. But, who knows? We'll see what the deal they work. It's certainly possible. I just think it's a risky game that you're playing. You're also trying to partner with, Chinese companies over there that may or may not steal your technology. And then the government's going to be watching your data because this is something that they monitor very, very closely. You got location data of people, high net worth individuals, officials, whatever. I'm sure you guys understand the sensitivity of this stuff. And moreover, which is so crazy about this whole like AI robotaxi stuff, is they're going to try to convince people that you have to pay a monthly fee to have your FSD. That's what they're going to try to do. They're not alone, actually. I saw this headline also. I guess Microsoft, if for those of you who like video games, they're thinking about, or actually they're going to do it. It says Microsoft to add next Call of Duty to Xbox Game Pass. I'll say think about, because the announcement hasn't been made, but maybe it'll be made in June, which should be shortly. If you don't know, Game Pass is basically a subscription service, and it's something that many companies may end up doing where they don't sell you anything anymore, meaning that you can't just buy something and own it outright. You have to rent it, or is that rent the right word? But you have to pay a subscription fee to get your thing to work. Be it, you can buy the car, but if you want to drive it, a little bit longer range, pay a subscription. You can buy a car, but if you want to listen to the radio or have heated seats, right, pay us a little bit extra money, that kind of stuff. That's just the sort of the business model that we're going into. Moreover, I want you to hear some more what the guy had to say about the do not buy the Cybertruck guy. It's actually really quite interesting. Have a listen.
Because if they can treat me like this, somebody who gives them business recommending Tesla so people can buy Teslas and all of that stuff, imagine how they're going to treat you. The truck broke down. It stayed 3 weeks in the service center. The day I got it back, it broke. I had to bring it back the next day for them to fix it. Now when I got the truck back and they fixed it, I took it home. It lasted 1 week. It broke down again. 2 weeks it stayed in the shop, right? And I picked the truck up again. And then within less than 24 hours, the truck broke again. So that's 4 times. And in the state of North Carolina, I, the consumer, choose between a replacement or a refund, right? And I've been telling Tesla ever since. I mail them everything regarding the lemon law, and I tell them everything, service manager, everybody, in the emails. I'm not interested in a buyback because that is screwing me out of a vehicle that I waited years to get, right? Because you're just gonna give me back my money, pay off my loan, and screw me out of a truck. And that's what they want to do at this point. I tell them, give me a replacement. You know, he's gonna get back to me and they're gonna say a replacement is what they're gonna do. They're gonna refund me all my money, and then for me to get a new truck, I'm gonna need a new reservation. So you're telling me after waiting years to get a truck, you're gonna push me at the back of the line without a truck, and to get a new reservation for a truck again? That is not. That is also gonna mess up my financing rate, since I'm gonna have to take a whole new loan and all of this. That is totally unfair. I called my bank and they let me know that all Tesla needs to do is provide them is one page, a title request, something like that, for the title for the new replacement truck, and all they have to put on it is just like my
New VIN.
my bank account, my account number, and they would just swap the VIN out on my current loan. That way I don't have to get a whole new loan and go through the whole process again. It's so easy for them to do, but they want to give me this runaround and screw me out of a truck. You guys see what I'm saying? It's totally unfair.
So it's fascinating because basically this guy's car is a lemon, but he still wants one. He wants a new one. And I'm not quite sure what the deal is. It's like, do you got to get back in line? This kind of stuff you can ask Tesla. But I did want to look up this stuff because I was kind of curious about this whole situation. Every state has different rules regarding lemon laws. I looked a little bit about the North Carolina stuff. So I thankfully have not been trapped in a Tesla before. I've thankfully not, bricked a car, and I've thankfully not had to deal with the lemon law. But I think it is a real concern, especially when you buy a new car and like the thing doesn't work. So one of the things about the lemon law, and I'd be curious if any of you guys ever had this problem before. It says here, a vehicle is a lemon if it, quote, seriously defective and could not be repaired in a reasonable number of attempts. Now, obviously, there's a little bit of gray area there. Like, what does it mean to be seriously defective? And what's a reasonable, number of attempts? Here's a serious defect is one definition it says here. Any defect or condition or series of defects or conditions which substantially impair the value of the motor vehicle to the consumer. I think certainly this guy falls in that ballpark. It's interesting because part of his video he's angry, like don't buy a Tesla, and the other part of his video is like I still want one. And so I don't know what to make of this stuff. I think a lot of the people that have relationships with Tesla, they're kind of like how can I say, an abused lover, right? They take a beating, but they still come back for more. My personal opinion is this stuff is once you've been beaten once, just get out and do something else. It could just be, to be fair to Tesla, guys, be fair to Tesla. It could just be this individual model. The Cybertruck is not so great. It's the first run. This happens a lot with a lot of first run cars. However, I'll just say also too, just regarding the history of Tesla, their build quality has been in question in the past. So whether or not we're going to see like a lot of build quality issues going forward remains to be seen. Because they're going to be theoretically introducing some sort of new vehicle, be it your robotaxis or Model 2 if that ever comes out. And this is always a concern because I think, for Tesla, remember that they're really concerned about stock price, right? It's always the discussion. Elon is talking about this kind of stuff all the time. And when you're under pressure from Wall Street, et cetera, you really need to rush out products, and inevitably these kind of stuff does happen. So be it for better or for worse, I know the fanboys will all spin this in positive ways and say, no, see, look how awesome Tesla is. Elon Musk is a genius, and they're totally going to win and hit a home run in China. But if that's what you're putting your future, of your stock and your company on, I just don't think that's a great way to go. So that's my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and I'll catch you all in the next video.